So the w's on the outside. So number one, the absolute value is all alone. So we can set up our two equations. But since the w is on the outside of the absolute value also, we have to check this. So we're going to do the check out when we're done. The first equation is 4w minus 1 equals 5w plus 37, exactly the way you see it without the absolute value. And the other one is still 4w minus 1 because you never change what's in the absolute value. But when you do the other side, you have to change every sign. So it's equal to negative 5w minus 37. Okay? All right, now we just proceed to leave the w's alone. I technically usually leave the letters on the left and the numbers on the right, so just have a rule. Kind of like women and children in the boat and men drown. That's just a rule, right? So here we have the 5w go over here.
Seems awfully sexist.
And we have, I know, it's terrible. And then when we add the one, the negative 1 comes over here as a positive 1, and we have 38. So we always say to ourselves, the w is still not alone. It's got a negative 1 next to it. So if negative w is 38, positive w is negative 38. And there's our first one that we're going to check. And now over here, when we add 5w over here, we get a 9w. And when we add 1 over here, we get a negative 36. We divide by 9 and divide by 9, and w equals negative 4. I want everybody to do the check and tell me which one or ones work. So the negative 4 works and the negative 38 does not. So you check off the negative 4 one and you put an X through the negative 38 because it does not work.
Hold on.
When they saw this problem, somebody said, well, that's no solution because it has a negative 6 on the other side. But there's an n there. So technically there could be a solution because if n is negative and you multiply negative and a negative, you get a positive, which would be okay. So the first thing we do here is we leave the absolute value alone. So we divide by 3. And we get absolute value of 4 minus n equals negative 2n. Everybody get that? Then we're ready to write our two equations. 4 minus n equals negative 2n, and 4 minus n equals positive 2n. And now we leave the n's alone. So if I add n to this side, I get negative n equals 4. So positive n equals negative 4. And if I add n to this side, I get 3n equals 4. Divide by 3. So n equals 4/3. So now you're going to put that in the first y equal, that in the second y equal, put your two answers in, and see which one of those two or both of them work.